Vargas has a strong jab. He'll try to keep that distance. You see the height advantage, just the breadth of the shoulders. He's just a much bigger man. Garcia, though, relies on his timing, his overall skill. We'll see how he counters. What are you looking for early, Sergio?
For Garcia to look for a counter over the jab of Vargas, but his timing is so excellent. That's what makes Mikey Garcia so great. He's incredibly talented, but the timing and the technique that he does it with, that's why he's difficult to land something or anything big on.
Vargas has a lot of good wins on the way up. 140 and 147 pounds, beating fighters like Josecito Lopez, Stevie Forbes, before he even got to Antonio DeMarco. And then a close fight with Timothy Bradley. And then he beat Saddam Ali when Ali was on the rise and unbeaten. And he just beat him down. Then he went to the Manny Pacquiao fight. So Vargas has been in tough and has been competitive against the top fighters in the world.
Mikey Garcia doesn't waste any punches. He looks for the right shots. He computes everything down, and he lands that shot right there, the right hand. He measures with the jab and usually punches down with that right hand. Vargas didn't fall for it.
Vargas tries with the jab in the right hand. Garcia able to block those shots and get out of the way. Vargas is normally a pretty quick starter. He has full energy. He can be a dangerous man, but we've also seen him shift gears. Chris Mannix early on against Thomas Delorme. Not a hook lands by Vargas. Delorme came out inspired. Vargas had to bring it to another gear to match that level.
Yeah, Delorme came out looking for a knockout, actually knocked Vargas down in the last round. So my question coming into this with Mikey Garcia, he's fought tall guys before. 2 fights earlier, he fought and dominated Robert Eastern. The power of Jessie Vargas, is that enough to keep Mikey from going inside? That's a big question.
Vargas has landed a straight right hand and a hook to the body right there. So he's able to start to get a little more comfortable. Lands a hook, smacks a hook off the face of Garcia.
Vargas is looking really sharp, landing some solid shots on Mikey.
Good jab there by Garcia to answer. Jab to the body, that's a scoring shot. Vargas able to land that.
I love that stabbing jab to the body. If you have that reach advantage, that's how you should utilize it, by stopping the aggressive attack of Mikey Garcia with a nice stab to the chest.
You know, we're coming off Julio Cesar Martinez and Chocolatito. This is more chess match, right?
So far.
We got to slow it down at present.
Good at making you think that he's going to punch down. And then he comes around the gloves of Mikey Garcia. Garcia, I'm surprised, fell for that shot right there. He throws it with the left hook and an overhand right.
Anything, really, in that first round. Easy round to score for Jessie Vargas.
Slow first round. We're in round number 2, scheduled for 12. The return of Mikey Garcia. Well, Jessie Vargas comes off a win over Humberto Soto. And now Soto was, the aging veteran in that fight, Sergio, but that was still an impressive win. You got to still bring it to beat Humberto Soto, and Jessie Vargas was able to do that.
Yeah, Soto's a great fighter, but he was fighting at a catch weight of over 150, and that's just not Soto's size, but still, all in all, an impressive performance by Vargas.
Hard 1-2 there by Vargas. Right hand seems to land. Sharp jab counter by Garcia. A little right-handed hook combination from Vargas as they start to trade. And the other benefit of fighting a smaller man is you might get caught on the way in sometimes, and there'll just be less body behind that shot. Garcia can whack. He's got 30 knockouts and 39 wins, but not at this weight class.
Yeah, he can whack, but sometimes he can get outworked. And Jessie Vargas right now is looking really sharp, landing some good shots. We know that Garcia downloads information just to land the hard shots later, but right now Vargas is getting confidence with the shots he's landed on Garcia.
Vargas is getting confident with that hook, no question. He's able to time that. Garcia steps in with his own hook.
It's a sneaky shot because he acts like he's going to go low, and he comes around the guard with that left hook, both with the left and the right.
It's a good jab straight up the middle. That was a good angle from our camera position there, where you saw it coming straight up the middle off the shoulder. That's a hard. It's a stick too, Sergio, isn't it? I mean, it goes out long, it goes out hard. So we're able to establish some distance. It's Jessie Vargas here against Garcia.
A stiff jab there by Garcia, but no, I agree, Brian. I think both are looking sharp, but Vargas is landing some really good shots.
Again, the pressure will build on Garcia eventually. because he is expected to win this fight. He did not come back here and sign this contract, Chris Mannix, and come back in and pick Jesse Vargas as an opponent to get his second professional loss.
No, there was a lot of talk during the fight week, courtesy of Eddie Hearn, who suggested that if Mikey could win this fight, Manny Pacquiao could be an opponent to face him this summer. So you're right, a lot of pressure on Mikey Garcia.
Good right hands to the body, and Vargas has landed a number of them in this fight.
And he's doing that to try to set up the overhand right like he caught Bradley with in that 12th round. He's very good at those shots, very deceiving, Jesse Vargas is.
I got it.
Starts to heat up at the end. Round by round, it just became more of an Errol Spence fight. And he just picked him apart and was having kind of target practice by the end. But he was not blown out early. It was just strange to see Mikey Garcia lose at all and lose in that fashion. Jesse Vargas pumping the jab as we start round 3.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the speed of Jesse Vargas on that punch.
Hard jab by Garcia. Garcia's jab is quite good still, even at the size difference.
Garcia doesn't waste punches. He doesn't even waste jabs unless he's going to land them or try to set you up for a right hand. He uses that jab as a guiding missile to land the right hand, Mikey Garcia does.
Chris, how do you have it scored so far?
I got 2-0 for Jesse Vargas. Thought Mikey landed his best shot of the night at the very end of that second round, but Jesse's been consistent with the jab, going to the body. Very effective first 2 rounds for Jesse Vargas.
Garcia coming in with the hook right there. And again, if Vargas and his people and Garcia and his people start to think that Jesse Vargas has rounds in the bank, I think the pressure is going to build, right? And maybe take Garcia out of his plan. They clash heads. I don't see any blood. I mean, and then the pressure will start to mount on Mikey Garcia to do something different and press the action. And that is not his normal strategy.
Yeah, you don't want to fall behind on points with Jesse Vargas. I mean, we know he's durable. Now he's experienced, but he's resilient. So, he's not going to let you come back in the fight if he has a lead.
Beautiful jab off that hook to the body. I mean, that was lightning fast, a rapier jab. And that landed right on the face of Garcia. Jesse Vargas looking better and better here in round 3.
He's trying to catch Garcia coming with a wide left hook around the guard.
Garcia is able to catch him on the way. That's a beautiful 1-2 by Garcia. Landed that right hand.
And there's that right hand that he measures with that jab, and he puts his whole body, what Garcia does, to land that right hand over the top.
Good stick by Vargas again. That jab driving Garcia back. Another good jab by Garcia. They start to trade. Garcia now pressing forward.
And this is the range that Mikey Garcia wants to fight at right here.
If you're a Mikey Garcia fan, you have to hope that he will just eventually wear Vargas down. You can see, even though he is not a natural welterweight, those shots are hard. That's a hard jab and right hand he follows up with. And when he puts them together, it can be devastating. Final seconds of round number 3. Main event, Mikey Garcia and Jesse Vargas. A right hand by Vargas, and he backs up Garcia. Good right hand.
And here we see the tricks of both fighters right here. That's what Mikey Garcia specializes in. He times you with that long jab just to land what he really wants to right, the right hand right over it. But he guides you, and he guides your face to where he wants to land that right hand. And here comes Jesse Vargas, what he is really good at. He jabs downstairs to lure you to drop your arms, to come around the guard with overhand rights and left.
Round number 4, and it has started to heat up. Jesse Vargas in the white trunks, Mikey Garcia in the red and gray.
Expect Vargas to throw a lot more jabs to the belly of Mikey Garcia. He wants to set up something over the top.
Vargas is prone to cuts, and he's got a lot of Vaseline on those eyebrows right now. I don't think he's been cut at all, but they're trying to keep that as supple as possible. Keep that skin from breaking up. And that's a sign of a good fight. It's just when you think one guy is taking over, the other guy steps forward, and there's Garcia right now, throwing some hard jabs off the face of Vargas.
And you heard Robert Garcia between rounds telling Mikey, don't back up against the ropes, don't let him back you up. Keep that fight right in the center of the ring where you can get in on the inside.
Good counter left hand by Garcia, but there was a hook landed by Vargas. Let's take a look at some CompuBox numbers, see the punches so far. Vargas throwing almost 100 more punches, landing 39. Garcia, again, he's economical, but 25 for 77. It's a wider discrepancy than I thought for punches thrown, Sergio. You know?
I think Jessie Vargas is looking really sharp. He's landing some really good shots, and right now Garcia's waiting. He doesn't waste punches, like I said, but he's waiting a little bit too long, and Jessie Vargas is landing some good shots. Like those right there. He's trying to set up something looping over the top.
Jab to the body is a tough punch. You have to be really confident, be able to throw it. Good exchange. Both guys landing something. Vargas now pressing the action and getting after Garcia.
I think that left hook rocked Garcia. Garcia landed a right hand, and Vargas came with a check hook right after it.
Yeah, I agree, Sergio. That caught Mikey's attention for sure.
All right, Garcia now has that look in his eye. He fights out of the corner immediately, but he's getting backed up by Jessie Vargas. And these are scoring shots.
Those are hard punches to guard against. If you're Mikey Garcia, they're winging shots.
Garcia answers back with a hard right hand. He might have to come out of his comfort zone to take this fight from Vargas. What he's doing right now might not be enough. At least if Vargas can keep up at this level, at this pace.
And Vargas continues to stab Garcia with that jab down to the body. I mean, that's just excellent work. He's stopping him. Errol Spence also did that. He was jabbing and stabbing Garcia from coming forward and gaining momentum.
Vargas able to move his head, get out of the way. Now it's Garcia who is stalking, although he takes that shot to the body. All those jabs to the body, a right hand to the body. You know who's in the corner for Jessie Vargas, don't you, Sergio?
Well, you had so many trainer changes. But
yeah. The body snatch.
Body snatch.
Mike McCallum, one of the underrated all-time greats of the last generation. World champion.
Left hook that he swung around the guard of Garcia. And that right there, that rocked Garcia. You can see how his legs wobbled a little bit, backing up. Caught him right on the temple, Jessie Vargas did.
Garcia getting all he bargained for and more. Round 5. We get to the middle rounds, and Jessie Vargas has been game, spirited. He's had an outstanding jab, good right hand. Garcia showing good power when he's able to land. But we've got a couple of rounds already, and Vargas very possibly with a points lead in the books. Right hand to the body as he steps in. Chris Maddox giving that last round to Jessie Vargas, so 3 rounds to 1. Chris, some close rounds? You're thinking Vargas won those rounds clearly in your mind?
I think Vargas has done an excellent job in the 3 rounds he won. Mikey's landing some very good shots. Jessie Vargas is just landing horrible.
Showing a lot of creativity as well in his attack. I mentioned that rare combination, kind of an unorthodox combination of right hand to the body, jab to the head. It's not normally how you do it. It's kind of backwards, but it was very effective earlier on in this fight. And there it is, a jab to the body, jab to the head, and then a right hand to the head after a jab. Steps in, lands a body shot, lands a right hand. Lots of shots landing for Jessie Vargas. Stiff jab by Vargas as well.
I agree with Chris. I think that Vargas is looking really sharp. 3 rounds to 1 sounds about right.
This is his best sequence right now, Sergio, I think.
And everything's off a power jab to the stomach.
And yet there is blood now coming from the nose of Jessie Vargas. So when Garcia is able to land, he is able to do damage.
And that little hook by Garcia caught Jessie Vargas right in the tip of the chin, wobbled him a little bit.
Again, Garcia will slowly break you apart. He might not outland Jessie Vargas, but he's going to hurt you. I wonder if Jessie Vargas can keep this pace, keep this energy up as he has. The early part of this round, he was extremely active. You can't let up for a second against Garcia. Looks like Vargas is hurt. He is hurt. Wobbly legs, got caught, trying to stay on his feet and dancing away. Garcia with the right hand, and down goes Vargas. Mikey Garcia explodes to get the first knockdown of the fight. Vargas is on very shaky legs. That's not a knockdown, but he is not in good shape.
No, Vargas is smiling, but he's hurt. Legs aren't under him, and he's in good shape, so we know that he's going to be able to stand up and take these shots, but he's looking for that left hook right now.
Only a few more seconds in this round, but can he survive? Hard body shot by Garcia. Wings a right hand. He's got him trapped in the corner. Jessie Vargas survives.
And here we're going to see that 1-2. That's what he's known for. That's what he drops a lot of fighters with. He dropped Easter with that punch. It's a left hand just to land that right hand. He guides your head where he's going to want to land that right hand. And from there, the combinations just flow.
And that hit him on the side of the head, Sergio, and that just really messed up his equilibrium. And there was the final right-hand shot.
It looks like a simple 1-2, but he lured you into that 2, and he puts everything behind it, Mikey Garcia does.
And Jessie knows that he's trying to avoid a 10-8 round, trying to survive, but wow, by Mikey Garcia. Let's see if Vargas can reestablish himself in this fight.
And he still looks a little bit shaky, Brian.
That was on the side of the head, and it might take a while, and maybe not even tonight. Uppercut by Garcia for him to recover. He doesn't look good right now.
No, he doesn't, and Mikey Garcia's trying to get an angle on Vargas, and that's what makes him special, the timing and the angles.
You have to admire the patience of Mikey Garcia. He had to be thinking that he was letting some rounds slip away, but also confident that he would get his man eventually, and he certainly did in round 5. Starch is out of out of Vargas a little bit now. Not quite the same crispness the way he's throwing those jabs. See if he can regain his balance. Look, Anthony Joshua never really quite regained his balance in that first fight with Andy Ruiz. You get hit in the side of the head, that happens. It happened to Deontay Wilder against Tyson Fury this weekend.
Mikey Garcia looks stronger to me. I mean, he had a full year to gain into that 147-pound body, so he looks a lot stronger, and he's hurting Vargas with his shots.
Vargas's knees are just not, and legs are not springy at this point. His legs, he is just kind of flat-footed and locking his knees. He's just not the same guy right now. He's very game. He presses forward, trying to throw jabs, but they're not coming out the same way.
Yeah, it's pretty clear watching these first 5 rounds, 5.5 rounds now. Jessie Vargas is the bigger man. Mikey Garcia is the bigger puncher.
Vargas is going to have to regain that energy, get his legs back. But again, after getting hit on the side of the head, took an awful lot out of him, let alone the right hand that put him down.
And that's the beauty of timing. Timing beats speed, and speed beats power.
Good counter jab there by Vargas. Sergio, what would you say to Vargas? I mean, in order to just buy some time and try to get your legs back.
Yeah, absolutely. Fight behind the jab, because right now he's still trying to land that overhand left hook. I don't think Garcia's going to fall for that right now, and that takes a lot of strength from your legs. Just go back to the jab, get out of this round, get your legs under you again.
To beat Mikey Garcia, Jessie Vargas has to have pace and speed and just a lot of energy. He's got to keep the volume punching going. In this round, he is just in survival mode. He's doing his best, but he's not back yet. Good jab there by Vargas. Garcia is still patient, just waiting for things to develop. Round number 7, big knockdown in round 5 for Mikey Garcia. And a big answer in a fight where Jessie Vargas was winning rounds. Chris Mannix giving Mikey Garcia that 6th round as well. Obviously 10-8 in the 5th. Jessie Vargas has never been stopped. He's been down twice prior to tonight. I don't know if I've ever seen him in that type of shape to be that wobbled against Thomas Delorme. Tested him. Obviously Manny Pacquiao as well.
Yeah, the Thomas Delorme knockdown was more of a flash knockdown. Had a big impact on the scoring of the fight, but that was about as hurt as I've seen Jessie Vargas.
No, I agree. He's one of the most durable fighters, champions in boxing right now. He was on Queer Street right there, and Mikey Garcia, he knows. And look at the focus on Garcia after having Vargas hurt so much.
As Tries him again with the hook, knocking the head around. Vargas shakes his head. His feet look a little better right now. His legs a little stronger under him. Not as flat-footed, not locking his knees as much. Lunges in with the right hand. But the volume in that crisp punching from Jessie Vargas, it's just not the same.
What concerns me about Vargas at this stage is that after that last round, he went back to the corner. He put his hands up on the ropes, sort of hunched over. You could see him breathing through his mouth. Fatigue has clearly set into a degree on Jessie Vargas.
Oh, good right hand by Garcia, getting closer to his mark. Vargas answers with a hook.
Garcia's getting closer and closer, inching his way in to land that right hand right there, like that.
That one on the side of the head, not quite as flush. But he is in stalking mode right now. Moving in on Jessie Vargas, as Vargas' body language shows a little bit of wilt. Not quite the same start. Tries with a body shot.
The one thing Mikey Garcia told us, he had a terrific camp. He had a full camp. He sparred with 160-pounders for power. He sparred with 140-pounders for speed. He is as prepared as he's going to be.
Vargas still working hard. But Garcia is the man who's moving forward and imposing his will. And now he's wobbled again with a right hand. Trying to escape. Garcia has him against the ropes. Can Vargas answer?
And here's that same 1-2 that I was talking about. He got that jab just around that right hand, right on the side of the temple.
If there are punches coming back the other way, you have to stop the fight.
When a fighter knows, Mike McCallum knows, I mean, whenever you have a fighter that's trained by great champions, they can see it in the eyes.
Round 8, Mikey Garcia imposing his will on Jessie Vargas after Vargas had a very good start to this fight.
He is just lining Jessie Vargas up for that straight right hand. It is connecting every single time he's firing it.
And popping him back with a jab as well. And now you see the eyes are swollen for Jessie Vargas. His head isn't moving. He's not as crisp. We could be getting very close to the end here. Vargas does not look good. Digs in with a body shot. He's very game. A ton of heart. Let's bring in Steve Smoker. Steve, would you be getting close to wondering if you're the referee at this point? Like, would you start entertaining if you have to jump in? Steve, are you there?
Yeah, right here. Oh, absolutely. If the bell didn't ring, that fight was going to be stopped, Brian.
I thought it was very close to that as well.
Yes, I agree.
And even now, how close would you be hovering, Steve?
It's the next significant shot. It's over.
Steve, thank you. Yeah, you can smell it. Look, it's like Deontay Wilder, and people say, oh, yeah, they should have stopped the fight. That fight could have been stopped in the 5th round. Wilder was done. And here, Vargas, he's not done, but he does not look good.
You have to wonder, too, if Jessie Vargas' nose was broken earlier on. That blood continues to come down his nose. He's pawing away at it pretty much every 20, 30 seconds.
I think the shot, that too, yeah, Chris, and the shot to the side of the head, he has not been the same since absorbing that shot. Sergio, you ever get hit on the side of the head where the equilibrium was just knocked off?
No, absolutely. You gotta be a poker player and pretend it didn't hurt or hold your man, but yeah, that definitely rocks you.
Unless you're wobbling around, because right, your legs will betray you.
And that's exactly what those shots do. They betray your legs.
Final minute of round 8. Combination from Garcia, a hook from Vargas, but they are barely slowing down the onslaught from Garcia.
I got you, Jesse.
And Garcia is just waiting for that right hand. Jumps in with a hook that time to vary his attack. Kind of like the Suzy Q, you know? Rocky Marciano looking to step in and drill him with a right hand. The pace slowing here as Vargas cannot throw as many jabs. Pumps out 2 jabs there, one to the body, one to the head. Nowhere near the same level of effectiveness as earlier in the fight. Right hand from Vargas lands. Doesn't do much damage.
Do not sit in front, but it doesn't seem like he's able to do it or listen.
He's doing his best. Claudia, thank you very much. I mean, he's just been beaten down. That knockdown took an awful lot out of him. The right hand that set it up was on the side of the head and just knocked the starch out of him, knocked the balance out of him. Vargas is not the same guy. Might have a few early rounds, but losing these rounds on a regular basis. You wonder, Sergio, if Mikey Garcia at some point, if you're in his corner, would you advise him to do anything different? Or stay the course and wait for that right hand to end it?
No, stay the course and let Vargas get over aggressive and come forward to land that right hand again. And that's what I think he's doing right now. Vargas is looking to land something over the top, like he just tried right there. He caught Bradley with it in the last round, but I don't think Mikey Garcia is going to fall for that.
Yeah, I think going out and just being reckless simply isn't Mikey Garcia's game plan. He is the Iceman of boxing.
Good combination. Right, no, he is stoic and determined, patient, and confident. That was a hard combination off the head of Vargas. Good jab combination there from Jessie Vargas again. Very game.
Good chopping right hand right there on Mikey.
You know, until the 5th round, we were talking a very different fight. That knockdown has changed everything. Garcia looking to reestablish himself. Said he couldn't find any good fight dates or willing opponents at 140 pounds, so he stayed up at 147. Jessie Vargas, again, legitimate opponent, was available, so he stayed at this weight. I think we mentioned this earlier, Chris Mannix, that he said, I would love to fight Manny. Pacquiao means big business.
Well, those two have been circling each other for a while. I can tell you, Pacquiao's camp absolutely wants that fight.
Be an interesting fight, wouldn't it?
I think it's compelling because while Pacquiao has been a welterweight for a long time, we all know he is not a big welterweight.
Right, not a welterweight at all. Comes in normally about 144, and that win over Keith Thurman, that was a revelation. I thought that was all wrong for Pacquiao, but Pacquiao defying the odds again. Here, a very patient Mikey Garcia, pounding down a game Jessie Vargas, because it was a super fight and it wasn't close. So this will go a long way to getting a lot of things back for his career.
It was a pound-for-pound loss, Brian, and there's no shame in that. He fought one of the best fighters in the world, not only at 147, but period.
Vargas with the right hand that finds the jaw of Mikey Garcia.
That's what great fighters do. They take chances, and right there he bit off a little bit too much that he could chew. Garcia did. But he's stubborn. He wants to prove that he belongs at 147, and he's in there with a 2-time champion in Vargas and proving himself.
Hard right hand stops Vargas in his tracks. Vargas looks a little wobbly right now. Yeah, he is definitely hurt after that right hand.
Yeah, that right hand hurt Jessie Vargas again. It's the same one, too.
Garcia goes to the body. Vargas gamely moves forward, but he is hurt and beaten up. Again, a lot of these Mikey Garcia shots don't look like an awful lot, but you see the effect on his opponent. Let's go back to Claudia Trejos. Claudia?
Thank you, BK. I spoke to both corners. I spoke to Robert Garcia. They're very confident that Mikey has this. The only thing they're really worried about is that right overhand. Mike McCollum, on the other hand, says the only way to take this win would be on a knockout and using that right hand.
All right, Claudia, thank you. As that right hand started to go over the top for Jessie Vargas, just as you say it, I don't know if it's there within Jessie Vargas at this point. But you're right. He has been losing fights before. It happened against Tim Bradley. Otherwise, he may have had a truly great career win over Bradley at that time.
I'm always skeptical of that one. I saw Bradley survive a beating from Ruslan Provodnikov before that. I think he could have survived those.
Oh, yeah, no question. Could have. He had him on the run. And again, that's, Pacquiao, Bradley, even Saddam Ali at the time. Vargas going through the highest quality opposition. And he's in there against the highest quality again tonight. Never backs down from a challenge. Wants to do business with the top fighters in the world. And he is hung in. Good body shot by Vargas and lands another right hand. He has stayed in this fight.
I got you.
From the side and just has great thudding power. Round 11. Chris Mannix, how do you have it scored?
Gave that last round to Mikey Garcia, 96-93. You know, up until that last round, I was thinking that Mikey still had to be careful here because while he's controlled the second half of this fight, it's distinctly possible Jessie won at least 3, if not all 4, of the first third of it. So at this point, I think Mikey's in control, but Jessie still got a shot.
It's a good point because, look, Mikey Garcia is winning the fight, but that is not how it's scored. It goes in round by round, and you're right. Like, you gave the 9th round to Jessie Vargas, and if you swing back in one of those earlier rounds and Vargas wins this round and the next round, lo and behold, crisp shot there with that right hand. Just as I'm saying, it's a possibility of some sort of draw. Garcia with a hard right hand. Again, if you're looking at how it's played out, clearly Garcia is in better shape right now. He's got the knockdown, Vargas in survival mode, but that is not how it will go to the scorecards. It goes in round by round, you add them up, and that's your answer.
And look, the momentum right now is all in favor of Mikey Garcia. The speed, the accuracy we saw from Jessie Vargas those first few rounds, it's effectively gone away over these last 6.
You know, as I mentioned that, I think of another guy that was in Vegas last week, Andre Ward, right? Ward and Kovalev. And you're thinking, how could they possibly give that fight to Andre Ward? Well, he won enough rounds. Yeah, he got beat up, but he won rounds. It can happen that way. I don't think it's going to happen here, but maybe if Vargas can steal a round or 2.
I got you.
Vargas is not known as a puncher, but he definitely can get your respect. But I don't think Mikey Garcia is going to fall for anything right now. He's laser focused, and he's in control of this fight. But Vargas is game. He's always game.
Yeah, those shots are just not as hard as they were in the earlier rounds. Trying there with the right hand, that's blocked. That right hand got through. So Vargas is able to land occasionally. Another right hand lands by Vargas. Those are long, clean shots and scoring shots. To the point, Chris, that you made is a right hand by Garcia. They flip around early on, and a judge could reasonably have, you could think every round is competitive, but it might swing all toward one guy. And maybe that was Jessie Vargas. It's unlikely, but it's a possibility. We don't know. Final seconds of round 11. We've got one more. Hooked there by Vargas, as he has had his moments in that 11th round. Bounce back from his first professional loss right here in Texas. Jessie Vargas, who looked so good early on, has been beaten down, but he might have a number of rounds in the books. We don't know right now. Definitive moment came with that knockdown in the 5th round. Hard right hand sent Vargas staggering, and then a hard right hand put him to the floor. Vargas has never been the same, but he has fought on, soldiered on, and possibly taken several of these rounds down the stretch. Possibly, maybe 1 or 2. Last round seemed reasonably close. Outlook borderline low from Vargas.
I like what Vargas is doing right here. He's smothering the timing or the punches of Mikey Garcia and just using his body, imposing his will, coming forward, backing up Mikey Garcia.
Trying to go to the body. He's thrown 2 right on the borderline low. Maybe trying to set up that right hand over the top. They know that's their money shot, probably their best chance to win this fight. Gonna need a real prayer that is answered. We've had an action-packed night, outstanding fights. In this main event, the first couple of rounds, Chris, it looked like it was going to be very different than what we're thinking right now.
Yeah, look, early on, this fight swung a couple different ways. Early on, Jessie Vargas looked brilliant. Mikey Garcia took control. And Brian, I think this fight's gotten extremely close over these last few rounds.
How did you score that 11th round?
I'll get that last round of Jessie Vargas.
See, I think you could do that too. Now, I'm not sure. Maybe other judges will disagree, but it is possible. And if you're saying it's possible, then it could happen with a few of the judges.
He seems to look, he's not all the way back to where he was those first few rounds, but over the last 3 or 4, it seems like he's gotten a little bit of his timing, a little bit of his rhythm back, and doing stuff like that where he's attacking Mikey Garcia.
And if you're saying you've given him 2 in the second half of the fight, and you thought he won the first 3, well, there's 5, and that's very close.
I thought he won 3 of the first 4 rounds, yes.
So you haven't given 5 rounds already. So he's only got to win 1 more, well, 2 more actually, to get the draw fixed to the 10-8 round.
And he's having another good round here, Jessie Vargas is.
Whoa. Hit him right on the top of the head with the hook. Vargas wobbles back. That could influence judges as well if he got that hurt. Vargas trying to stay on his feet. His eyes are swollen up. That right eye is almost completely closed. He's been battered in this fight, but he's shown tremendous heart. Garcia is going to try to end it within the parameters with which he is comfortable. He has not had to get out of his comfort zone. He has stayed true to who he was and who he is. And a right hand.